Ah, that's level 22 now, which means I can get that 4th tier. Ooh, I can AoE stun? Oh! AoE stealth kill, baby. That's pretty cool. Oh, those are those horse things, Erudite? Oh, I don't know where I'm going to find those. But apparently I need to if I want to get the last little bits and pieces to do the, hold that thought. I need to get seeds. I gotta remember where to buy seeds. Was it up here? I've got a quest up here, too.
Anyone can run a shop if they inherited it.
Oh, hard work and good luck.
Yeah, you can't use your broom anywhere in here. Kinda lame if you ask me.
Pardon me? Might I ask a favor?
Good for you, getting all those foul goblins a hiding.
Alright, lady, what you got for me? Nah, these aren't the seeds that I want. Who else
Doors
sells
always open.
seeds?
You be sure to stop by soon.
Wizardware. I don't think I do already have them though, because I'm pretty sure I can only grow 2 or 3 types of plants.
Told that last Clementine had you chasing, but oh, it's you! What a pleasant surprise!
Yep, there it is. Mallowsweet seed.
Now you let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. No one can say I don't keep a stacked shelf.
Your mom's got a stacked shelf. Oh, but tis. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen it doing the rain thing before. Mallowsweet, please. Thank you very much. Can I make any potions? Where did we see the crazy lady that was asking for an invisibility potion? I don't remember now. Doesn't matter. She don't need it. She just needed a Xanax. Yeah, it was a flu hut somewhere down in the near the castle.
I remind you that you are studying at Hogwarts and not the Three Broomsticks? You'll never become an aura at this rate. So get your head out of your butterbeer and into a blasted wizard.
Bum ba dum ba dum, ba ba dum bum 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 bum. Woo! There's a door. Use it, Harry.
Revelio. Revelio.
You're a wizard! Alright. Oh, someone was asking earlier. I don't know about Steam, but if you go on GOG right now, there's a massive discount going on all these Warhammer games as well. I just was checking my emails and I've got a bunch of discount codes for Warhammer stuff. Like I've got a whole bunch of emails from them about Warhammer games on sale. They're also giving away a game. Yeah, it says Warhammer Skulls Festival of Video Games all-time discount. All sorts of games. Look like they're going on for 2 or 3 hours on GOG. So for anybody looking on deals on like Warhammer games, I know Xbox has a ton of deals. Looks like GOG has a ton of deals as well. By the way, Hex, I just saw your resub over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Looks like you asked a question on Twitch too. How did that not come through on Streamlabs? Do we know if companions are in Tainted Grail? I don't know at all. I've not played that deep. If Mithral's still in chat, Mithril might know because Mithral's put a ton of time into early access. I've only played the first 90 minutes, so I have no clue. Mithra says, as far as I've been able to see, you only get quest-specific companions. Hopefully that answers your question, Excellence. Looks like there may be some quest companions, but not, like, Skyrim-level companions. Alright, let's see here. check the weather, and then we shall continue this quest. Yay! It's only going to be 38 degrees Celsius today. Or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's come down. We've dropped 8 degrees over the last 2 days. 8 degrees Fahrenheit. 4 degrees Celsius. I think we're past the hot stuff. I don't know. There may still be some hot weather in July, but the rainy season starts next week, so. Come on, get me past the hot weather.
You're here. Brilliant.
I received your owl. What happened with Ominous?
I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominous won't tell me.
Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous.
You? I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominous is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on. He's this way.
Barbarossa asks, where do you live? I have a homestead where I spend most of my time. In the southeast of Mexico.
Keep an eye out.
In the
Never know
general
who's watching.
vicinity of the border with
Although that
Guatemala.
hasn't stopped us before.
Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught.
Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance.
And then occasionally I go up and spend a lot of time with my brother, which is where my permanent address is located, up at the cattle ranch in Missouri. Mithril, yeah, outside for sure, because we have all the sheet metal roofing on
There
the
he is. Good luck.
porch deck. Thankfully, this is just a concrete roof, but it gets loud outside for sure. Are you tight? I have a homestead where I spend most of my time. I am so posh and aristocratic. I spend my time in the countryside, you peasants.
What are you doing here?
Other than the fact it only has a single air conditioning unit. In a perfect world, like, I told Chris, we were talking about this the other day, I would love to aircon the whole house. But I'll tell you what, electricity is not cheap. If I tried to aircon this whole house during the hot season, I bet my electric bill would get up to like $300 a month, $400 a month. They do subsidize the electric from May 15th until October 15th. The government pays the bulk of the bill to help out during the hot season. But I run this AC. Really, the only months when I don't run the AC are like November, December, January, February. And even November and February, I'll run it occasionally. But I usually don't have to run the AC like December, January. But like right now, we've been 24/7 for, I think, since early April. It's been like 6 weeks probably. Just 24/7 AC in here. I don't leave the office very often. Like yesterday, I helped Chris cook. We fired the grill up, and I literally just take my shirt off, and nobody needs to see that kind of stuff. But I'm out there with a headband on. I got my bandana, no shirt, got the grill going. We were grilling up. She made burgers yesterday, and then I did some French fries. And we had burgers and fries, and I make a yogurt dip for the fries, like garlic yogurt dip. And then we're gonna grill up some steaks and brats on Sunday. But I mean, it's just like that's why we're going to the grocery store in like 30 minutes, is because it's just so hot right now. You got to go do your stuff. You got to get all the errands done at like before 9 o'clock in the morning, because by 10 o'clock it's already up to like 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside. But the good thing is like hot season here is like it's really only super hot in May. By the end of May, early June, the rain season starts. So it's still hot outside, but it's not like unbearably hot. May is a bad month. May is the month when everyone just stays inside and you pray that the electricity doesn't go out because it has gone out this year. By the way, this is a funny story. So I've talked about this before, like um, the electricity will go out from time to time because it overloads the power grid because it gets so hot and everybody's running air conditioning and a lot of people don't. They just wire it up. Like their cousin will come down and they'll bypass the meter and hook it directly up, and so they've got a lot of unregistered stuff, and so it's draining too much from the transformers, and so transformers will blow every year. Knock on wood. But like this year we haven't had any major. Again, knock on wood. It'll happen now. But what has happened is the last 4 days in a row, at about 5:30 every single day, all the lights just start flickering, and the power went out 2 days ago. It went out twice, but each time it was only for a couple minutes, and it was after the streams. But like 5:30 in the afternoon, it's hot. Like 3:30 to 6:30 is the peak heat, and like 5:30 in the afternoon, all of the rain, all of the the drain on the power grid is happening, and so the lights are flickering, and every time the lights just go really dim and almost dark out. Um, so it's crazy.
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastian been up to now?
Please, Ominous. I confided in you before about what happened with the Undercroft. Sebastian simply wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium?
He told you about that.
He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favorite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
Yeah, the problem here, Dribom, is none of these buildings are insulated, so it's literally just concrete block. Every building here is just concrete block, and with a flat concrete roof. And the problem is that trying to heat or cool said buildings is not economically sound because there's no insulation. So you're essentially, partially cooling the the outside as well, or whatever. Like our cats, because I live in this insulated box, the wall to the corridor is right here. The wall that runs through the house, the main hallway. So the cats all line up in the afternoon and they lay down on the floor, scrunched up against the wall, because the floor, the concrete slab, and the concrete wall are cool. And so they just line up along the wall, and then in the bathroom is the bathroom's on the other side of this wall. And so there usually be like 2 cats in the bathroom laying down on the floor against the wall, 3 cats or 4 cats in the corridor, and then usually Frodo and Smeagol come in here. We usually let at least a couple of them come in here, but the problem is I can't let too many of them come in the office because they do naughty things like jumping on laptops and chewing cables. And Snow White, who I bring in here occasionally, she's the outside cat. I'm gonna have to stop. I can't let her in here by herself anymore because she has become obsessed. So I use these little foam earplugs to sleep, and she discovered these like 3 days ago, and she has destroyed like I don't, and she gets obsessed. Like she got in here yesterday, and she can, I don't know how. I'm guessing she smells them or something, but she knows they're on the desk. And so she just gets obsessed, and she's just constantly, now she's trying to climb on the desk, and I don't know if it's the smell of the foam or something is like, but now that she knows they're there, like she just won't stop trying to jump on the desk, and then she gets like up to the edge of the desk on the bed, and she's putting her paws, and yet yesterday she was pushing my coffee mug to the side and like dragging the air conditioner control away, and like she's doing this at the desk trying to find the foam ear earbuds. So the cats don't, we have to be very cautious about cats in here because this is how I make a living. So is it expensive to isolate, to insulation? Is it expensive to insulate here? Yes, it is. Like just to do my office, um, I was so just to insulate my office. If I wanted to do my office, it's not that easy because it's all black. So what I would have to do is I would have to buy. Um, it's the type of insulation that you would stick on. It's like a half inch to 3/4 inch thick type of foam insulation. And because I can do exterior, but then you're talking thousands of dollars. So I can't remember what it's called. It might be polystyrene, but it's they've got some that looks like aluminum foil on the outside, and then inside is like a white material, and then you put it on with adhesive. Um, so it's an interior insulation that you would stick to the wall. So buying rolls of that stuff and insulating my entire office, all the walls and the ceiling, would be like $1,500. Um, the problem with doing that is I can't just insulate the office. If I want to insulate the office, I also then need to treat the exterior of the house to ensure that no moisture penetrates from the roof, because it's a 20-year-old building with cracks and everything else. And so I would have to then also moisture protect and paint and do all these other things to the roof to then avoid any rainwater or anything seeping through and collecting on top of the roof ceiling insulation, because then that would push the insulation down and push it off the ceiling. So then to do that, I would also need to take care of the top of the house. And the wall outside, which then means I have to do deep cleaning and scrubbing and everything else. We have to prep, mesh all the cracks, treat the ceiling. That's another $2,000 to $3,000 because I can't just do one part of the ceiling, one part of the roof. I would need to do the whole roof, and I would need to do the walls of the house. So that's another $2,000 to $3,000 for that. So then, just to insulate my office, suddenly I'm looking at probably conservatively, I could probably do it for $3,000, assuming I do all the labor myself. But if I'm having other people do the labor, I'm looking at probably $4,000. That's conservatively. And if I want to use really good materials, I'm looking at more like $5,000. So then we're looking at like, well, if I have no desire to spend $5,000 to insulate my office when I really only have to worry about being hot in here like 1 month out of the year, because we're looking at buying a second property. So spending $5,000 takes a chunk of the money we're saving for another property, and it's like, why do that for the 2 to 3 weeks out of the year when I'm uncomfortable in the office? Because when it's really hot, when it's 40, if anytime it's above 40 degrees Celsius, the air conditioner, it barely keeps it cool enough to be comfortable in here. Like if it gets to 42 plus, um, you'll feel it. It'll be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And you'll still be sweating a little bit because the air conditioner, the little mini split, can't keep up. So yeah, it's like one of those things where it'd be $3,000 or $4,000 to insulate the office, and I'm not willing to spend $3,000 to $4,000 to do that. Not for just a few weeks of comfort out of the year. I just suck it up and wear a bandana and bitch about it occasionally on the channel when we're streaming. But that's the yeah, exactly. The same thing with any sort of renovation. So I haven't done an update on the Homestead channel in a while on the home because like when we moved in, I did a video when we first moved in. It's on the Homestead channel. I did a tour of the building. I did a tour of the house, and we talked about how we were gonna paint. Right? We're 3 years here. We've still never painted. And we're not going to. Because what we discovered is that the moment we started looking at the amount of work that we would need to do to paint everything, it was like, well, shit. To do that, we got to do this. To do that, we got to do this. To do that, we got to do this. Suddenly, we're looking at $5,000 minimum to just paint everything, exterior and interior. And then if we want to do it proper and put like waterproofing on the roof, which has never been done, um, that's another. We priced the waterproofing in December. It was going to be $3,000 just to waterproof the roof, like the whole roof, to do it proper. So then it was like, well, shit. Um, you know, yeah, anytime you start talking renovations, it's like you start looking at this, and it's like, well, now you're suddenly looking at 10,000. So we paid 10,000 cash for this place. So it's like to paint it and like make it look pretty and waterproof it and everything else, another $10,000. It's like, it's not worth it. Like, we're not living here permanently. This is literally, we're hunkered down saving money for the next place. So it's not worth it to spend that kind of money. Because then it was also like we've been talking about getting a vehicle, but we have nowhere to park. So I would be parking the vehicle out on the street. And we have an area that we could renovate into a garage, but then it's like, you know, um, if we wanted to go that route, Dribrum, it would probably, considering, yes, it would be cheaper to just bulldoze it completely and build it from scratch, to do it right, the way we want it. But it's not worth it doing it here because we're saving all of our money to build the forever home somewhere else. Um, so it's just not worth it. So we literally use this place as, um, it's I don't know how you would describe it. It's a home. It has four walls and a roof. We have a small backyard where we can have lots of animals, and I have two internet connections and an air-conditioned office. So we have everything we need. And literally, my brother and I were talking about this today. Guys, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm not playing the game right now. We're talking life shit. Um, my brother and I were talking about this the other day. Because we have a sibling who is obsessed with. My dad's the same way. My younger sister has the same disease my dad has, which is being obsessed with like having to have the big house and the $70,000 truck and nice things and all this other stuff. And it's like I don't have that obsession. Like I do have a lot of very nice computer equipment and I have a nice camera, that because this was my day job for a lot of years. So I have nice equipment and I've spent money on those things. But Chris and I do. That's why we haven't painted in 3 years. It's like we really don't care. No one sees this house except for us. And when her family comes over and they don't care, like, like nobody cares. So it's like the idea of spending money to make a place look pretty when you know you're only going to be here for 5 years maximum is just not something that's high on my list of priorities. Um, yes, I deal with the 30 days into the 365 and press on. Exactly. When does Tainted Grail go 1.0? Technically, it's already 1.0, but I think it goes live in like. Hang on, gotta calculate now. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. Like 2.5 hours, I think, is when it officially launches. There are cave houses here, but very expensive.
That's a bit unnerving. I suppose even if it might lead to answers about what happened to your aunt, it does pose a risk.
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory, get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
There you go, Hexcellence.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastian, I'll wait.
All right.
I hope we don't regret this.
We've been looking at property in a place called Comitan, Mexico. It's got a pretty nice climate. It's not high up in the mountains, so it's not too rural. All right, kids. I gotta go. I gotta go to the grocery store. I'll be back in 2-ish hours, 2.5 hours, to start our Tainted Grail playthrough. So I'll see everybody then. This game is going to be moving to the back burner, so everybody who's been following with the Harry Potter stuff, thank you so much for being here for this. I'll be continuing to plug away at this in the background. But mosquitoes, man. But we are wrapping this up as the main play because now I got a new game to move on to. So we're going to go do Tainted Grail in a few hours, and that's going to be the main game for the next couple weeks until Dune Awakening drops. And in a few days, we're also going to go watch the Dune Awakening live stream together on mid-game, late game. They're going to show some of that stuff off. And then I'll be starting early access for Dune Awakening on June 5th. So we're going to be doing Tainted Grail up until June 5th. And then we start a brand new adventure in an online... I haven't done an online launch, I think, since Star Wars: Old Republic kicked off, so that'll be fun. All right, catch you guys in a bit.